Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School Wrestling. Hi, I'm Phil Hill and being joined by Frank Noppenberger for tonight's match between the East Brunswick Bears and the Madison Central Spartans. And Frank, I'll tell you, the Spartans certainly seem to be a formidable foe for the Bears tonight. The Spartans come in here at 11-0, fresh off the county championship, and I see today they were seeded number one in Central Jersey Group 4. So the Bears certainly have their hands full.
Well, I tend to agree with you, but after talking to Coach Kenny Scott from Madison, he's concerned. He's worried. He really believes that the Bears are going to possibly pull an upset here, and he's not coming in here thinking that this is going to be an easy one for them, because he knows our record is not an indication of how good we are and how far we've come. So he's really concerned. And talking to Glenn before, Glenn feels that the key is the first thing we must do is win the ones we're supposed to win, and that's at 103, 125, 189 at heavyweight, and then we just need to pull a couple upsets here and there. What we don't want to happen is have it to come down, we lost because of a pin and someone got 6 points on a pin somewhere down the line that may come back and hurt us.
Okay, the Bears are healthy, are they not?
Everyone's healthy. I'm not quite sure of the starting lineup that he's going to use because, as you know, there's a limit number of matches you can wrestle in a season. And, of course, he wants to rest some kids and move some people around. So the lineup may have a few changes in it. But as far as health, everyone's healthy. And this is always a good match. Every time we play Madison in anything, it's an emotional, it's a highly contested, and I'm sure it'll be an exciting match.
Well, I tend to agree with you. We think back to some of the other sports, such as football, where they're very competitive, but Madison, year in and year out, has a fantastic wrestling program, and the Bears have a great history themselves, and Glenn Pazinko being the first-year coach, we know that he's certainly going to establish a fine program here. I expect a very exciting match tonight, and we'll see what happens, so we'll be right back with the action. Okay, nice job done on the national anthem, Frank. A few of your young students.
Well, the three students involved were Tracy Scholl, Cheryl Nasdio, and James Cass, and they're under the direction of Mr. Dennis Boyle. And the reason we have live performances is what I'm trying to do with the cooperation of Mr. Boyle and the administration is get total student involvement. And this is another way of getting the school behind our athletic events and us behind the athletic department behind the other events. So it takes a lot of cooperation, but I know the students enjoy singing, and I'm sure it's a thrill for them.
Well, it is a nice touch. Rather than tapes, different students at different times, and what a better time to have that participation than right now, considering what's happening in the world situation.
Exactly.
Okay, Frank, we're going to open up at a 103 match, and we have two freshmen, Eugene Lazark for the Bears, and we have Jaja Robinson for Madison Central.
Well, this is one of the matches that Glenn didn't guarantee, but felt that this is one that we should win, and we need to win if we want to pull this upset. Lazark's record right now is 10-9, and the freshman Robinson from Madison is 2-8. There seems to be a slight delay. The referee's giving some instructions. And talk about referees, that's the Nisavoshia from J.P. Stevens. I believe is the coach at Elizabeth, undefeated in high school competition.
Wow. Okay, and here we go.
What I enjoy about wrestling is when I come and I watch the 103s go at it and do certain moves, and then you get up to the heavyweights and you're talking hundreds of pounds difference, and they're doing the same thing.
Well, it's one of the nice things. It's the participation can be on any level. You got small kids like this here that can participate just as well. And you hear the voice of Glenn Pazinko extolling Eugene. And Eugene gets 2 points.
It's not working.
And it's a little early, but Eugene appears to be the stronger of the two already, Frank.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of experience. You know, granted,
You gotta take that half deeper, Eugene.
he's wrestled 19 times on the varsity level. And I don't care you win or lose, draw or what, that's certainly going to add to your experience and your mental toughness of wrestling a varsity match.
That's a participation factor. And you see Eugene on top. One of the things I found out, they no longer,
free-hand punch the head across.
the riding time no longer exists, Frank. So it doesn't, the fact that Eugene's on top for quite a bit of time, he gets no points for it.
Well, I think that's a good move because it prevents the stalling and keeps the matches moving along.
Hey, Eugene.
Okay, first period comes in, and
Eugene, you're going halfway with
the Bears,
everything. Commit to something, okay? Come out
Eugene
to the side.
Lazark ahead 2-0.
Take bottom, get right out.
Okay, you heard Glenn Pazinko tell Eugene to take the bottom and hopefully escape.
It's interesting It's interesting to watch Glenn from his first match as a coach to now, and just like most young coaches or young people in the profession, later in the year they become much more relaxed, and I could just see how much he's relaxed and improved his game coaching, is what they would call it. Looking for an escape.
Up, come on up, to your feet. Ankle stuff.
And 2 points again for Lazark.
Reversal.
I'll tell you, most people think the bottom position, the defensive position, I would tend to think the defensive position is the offensive position because it seems to be easier to get out of than to hold the young man.
Well,
But,
I mean, what you're saying makes a lot of sense, because if it's one of these sports that the defense can actually score. You know, if you escape and the person in control, you get 2 points. In other sports, the defense will only score if it's a turnover or a mistake.
Eugene, you outweigh him by 15 pounds. Come out to the side.
Well, you heard
15 pounds?
That's hard to believe, excuse me. That's certainly hard to believe. They look certainly about the same size.
Yeah, were you ever that small?
When I was 2.
Don't you wish you were in the shape they're in, though?
To be a wrestler, you got to be in fantastic shape. Wrestling and boxing, I pointed out before, it's an individual sport, and you got to be in great shape.
I mean, it's so demanding. I mean, you're using your muscles, you're using your heart, your cardiovascular fitness.
Robinson seems to be taking a breather, conserving his energy to attempt an escape, I think.
Well, that could be that 15 pounds Glenn was talking about.
You got to come out to the side and sink that half. Use that free arm, push it across, and sink it deep.
Okay, as we go into the third period, Eugene Lazark is ahead 4-0.
You know what I like? I like listening to the coach's nomenclature from different sports. I mean, if for those who don't know the particular sport, you would say, holy smokes. You know, if you were to call a football play, all the formations. And that's just what Glenn was saying. He must have given 6 or 7 instructions in a matter of, 5 or 6 words.
You're wondering if that 15-pound comment is trying to give his kid a psychological edge. You're bigger than this kid.
Right. Well, that could be. Good point. You psychologist or something?
Yeah, when you deal with teenagers, you have to be. I'll tell you, a dangerous move by Lazark there.
Oh, boy.
And you got 2 points for Robinson with an escape.
Got a minute to go. He's going to get out of this and get another 2 for an escape. Watch. A reversal.
I think he called a stalemate.
Called a stalemate, and I believe I thought he gave us a point.
Apparently not. He's going to have him start all over.
That may have been his warning. Got about 20 seconds.
Hand control, get to your feet, come on!
It must be a long 10 seconds ready to be counted down if you're on the bottom.
Ankle, ankle!
Throw the ankle up.
Okay, and the first match of the evening goes to the Bears, and certainly a good start for the Bears. Eugene Lazark with a 4-2 victory.
It was a tough match. I don't think Glenn anticipated that being as tough as the match as it was.
Okay, in this match we have
should be Jason Glick
and Paul Bazolka for Madison Central.
Jason's a sophomore, and that's good. And Eugene was a freshman. Jason's sophomore. His record currently is 3-13.
And he's up against a formidable foe. Bazolka is a county finalist this year in his third year of varsity wrestling. He comes in this year at 17-1-1. So Glick will have his hands full.
Now, I know it's in the back of his mind somewhere is don't
2
get
points to Madison Central. Bazalka.
Is don't get pinned. I mean, because obviously everyone knows the difference of points, a pin, major decision, and sometimes they go out there just that they don't get pinned.
It's like you're saying, like, not to lose rather than playing to win?
Right, exactly. And a lot of times in wrestling, especially if it's an individual, because it's such an individual sport, if a team, you get up.
And Bazalka has Glick down, and I'll tell you, the official's taking a very good look at it.
He keeps bridging. After a while, that must wear out on the neck.
Okay. And there you have it, the pin. Paul Bazalka, a sophomore himself from Madison Central, with his 18th victory of the year with a pin over young Jason Glick. And with that, Madison takes the lead 6-3. Okay, our next match at 119 pounds, we have Mike Capodanno for East Brunswick and Joe Calabria for Madison Central. And Calabria, I remember reading about him this week. He is a tough one, Frank.
Yeah, well, Capodanno is one of our better wrestlers. He's only a sophomore. Glenn thinks he's one of the most improved wrestlers we have. And being 17-3 as a sophomore and wrestling in our division, that's something to be proud about.
Okay, and Calabria is a county finalist. He lost out a 5-4 decision in the counties, so he's going to be hungry coming in here right now.
Hey, Mike, he's leaning. Snap, snap, snap.
Capodanno.
Mike, he's just pushing into you.
Finished 5th in the county, and you're telling me that this guy was 2nd last year and 1st this year? So it's right in that caliber, and, it could go either way.
Right.
Okay. That's it.
And the last time we saw Capodanno on Channel 8 here, he put on a fine performance. Unfortunately, we had his name mixed up for a good part of the match, finally rectified, but he put on a masterful match.
Extend him.
Hold him back in.
Well, according to Glenn, his strength is he's strong on top and on his feet. And what's surprising is, not surprising, but is well-deserved, is that he's probably going to be the 2nd seed in the districts. With the Risha from South Brunswick being his main competition.
Well, I'll tell you, that speaks well for the young man. And Capodanno's at 17-3 himself?
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's it. Work in, work in.
He's one of those all-year-round wrestlers.
Your shots, Mike, your shots.
I've seen him up here in the summer clinics with Glenn.
Cross it.
He does a lot of work in the off-season. And as you know,
Score here, Mike.
To be successful in athletics, that's what you have to do.
It's a sign. You're right, as the first period ends with no score. But the point you were making, right, it's a sign of the times for anything, whether it's baseball, basketball, wrestling, whatever. It's something that you have to commit yourself to for practically all year round now.
Let's go, right off the whistle.
Capodanno will be down in the down position.
Let's go.
And Calabria holding on to that foot, trying to push him out of bounds to start over.
Of those 17 wins that Mike Capodanno has, 11 of those are by pins, so a pin here is not out of the question and would catapult the Bears right into the lead here. This is one of the matches that Glenn feels that it could go either way, and we need to win.
Well, you got 2 class wrestlers there, 2 fine wrestlers.
Work up. Up. Mike, don't let him lock that up.
He's controlling him there well by the wrist, and just keeps riding that helmet into that that head into the back.
Mike, keep working. Keep working, Mike. Don't let him lock that up.
And you see Capodanno getting to his knees, trying to get some leverage to get that escape. And
almost.
I'll tell you, just as he was about to turn, they went out of bounds. And we have 1 minute left in this second period. No score.
Up, Mike.
Right
Stand
back.
up. Stand up. You're right off. Feel the grip. Feel the grip.
Ooh. 2 points. 2 points to Calabria. That's for a near fall.
Yeah, the coaches felt that they didn't have complete control of that, and they may have a point. Speaking of our coaches, boy, we have a nice staff with John Mooney, a lot of years of experience, Larry Mullen from Kinnelon is our first year with us, and of course Glenn. It's a good nucleus, and they're doing an outstanding job, and I applaud them and
Hey, Mike,
congratulate
you gotta
them.
get
and
one
thank
here.
them.
Let's go.
Okay,
Hand
official
control
time.
your
They'll
feet.
start it over
Head
again.
up. Head up.
Coaches, are they all East Brunswick?
Well, John Mooney is, and Glenn is, and that's what I like. I like that tradition. I like the guys coming back. And it just keeps everything in the family, and it's a nice. I know I live in that idealistic world, but that's what I like. I like Glenn coming back, and John's back. Well, John's a couple years older than me, or a year older than me.
Okay, 10 seconds left for this second period here. Calabria ahead of Capodanno 2-0.
Right there.
Okay, and as that second period ends, it is
2-0, right?
right 2-0 for Calabria of Madison Central. And Calabria will take the down position, defensive position, and Mike Capodanno in the offensive position. And I tell you, when you're behind, Frank, it seems to me when you're behind, you want to be in that defensive position. It seems to be easier to get points. Again, I could be wrong about that, but it just seems that way.
Well, I'm not an expert on wrestling, but I would still rather be ahead 2-0 than be in either of them.
Good point.
He seems to be in control here.
Half.
Mike, half. Jump on it up. Drop hard.
I need it.
And 1 point for Calabria. That's for an escape. And you say Capodanno wrestles better on his feet. He has the opportunity to do it right here now. We have about 1 minute left in this third period.
I'm amazed at the quickness of all wrestlers. That when someone shoots at them, they're able to put their feet back, their legs back to avoid that takedown.
Mike, you need a shot here.
45 seconds left.
And what he's telling him, he's got 45 seconds. You got to get a good takedown on him.
And Calabria still shooting himself, still
Well, I think you have to
on
do
the
that.
offense.
If you come relaxed, what's going to happen is all you need is one second to relax, and before you know it, you're on your back. We got 10 seconds here.
Go for it right now, Cat. Cat, right now, you gotta go for it.
Okay, 3 seconds, and unless something miraculous happens, this match is going to go to Madison Central as well. And that is it. And you have Joe Calabria over Mike Capodanno, 3-0.
Wrestled well. I thought he wrestled well.
He did
a
wrestle
good
well.
job.
And Madison takes the lead 9-3. And now we're at the 125 match, and we have Dave Halpern, a good one against Alex Traham for Madison Central.
Well, we all know of Halpern. He's been around a few years. He's 16-4 this year. And these are one of the matches that Coach Pazinko circled that he kind of thought that is a give me. Maybe.
Well, Traham was 5th in the county tournament, so the young man can wrestle himself. Of course, he's wrestling Halpern, who's one of the co-captains for this East Brunswick Bear team, and he's been a fine performer.
See, what I see is Dave. I've seen all the home matches here and a couple of the aways, and I see Dave as a veteran wrestler. And I don't know the exact, but I know that I can remember 2 or 3 matches he's won in the last few minutes by just being that experienced wrestler.
Right. Well, you got to remember he was a district champ at 103 last year, and moved up to 125 this year, and has done rather well, as we point out, his record being 16-4. So he knows about this game.
As I see on this little write-up that Glenn gave me, he has written down that David, so I guess it's never over till it's over, has won 3 matches in the last 10 seconds.
Wow. And is Halpern getting that leg? Trying to force the takedown. And wow. Close but no cigar.
Yeah, it's close, but as you said, but third period, that's where that experience is going to.
Got 10 seconds left in this first period. Wow.
Look at this.
And he gets 2.
Oh.
I'll tell you, Dave Halpern, a fine effort. I tell you, 2 points for the takedown. And that happened with just about 3 seconds before the first period was over.
Well, like I said,
and they've given him an extra point. He has 4 points now.
Not to really reiterate it, but it's that experience. He's going against, I believe he's a sophomore, and now you have a senior who's got experience under his belt. He's been a varsity soccer player for us, so he knows what the big competition is like. And you just can't trade experience for anything. A minute ago, we were talking about the coaches. One of the coaches I failed to mention is Bobby Dorr, who is a former wrestler with us. And Bobby, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but our prayers and thoughts are with you as you leave Saturday to go over to Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
And we're thinking about you.
Okay, we have approximately 1 minute left in the second period. Halpern ahead 4-1. Apparently, escape point given to Traham before.
Dave, when you take your shot, you got to take your hips with you.
Okay, and you hear Glenn Pazinko saying
You know, as he said that, it reminds you, whenever you hear coaches talking, most sports, everything's with hips. You talk about football, blocking, basketball, hips. Everything is that the hips are the center of all good athletic movement. What do you think, Phil? This one in the bank?
I'll tell you, Halpern's putting up a fine effort, but this young Madison wrestler looks a little dangerous himself. And 25 seconds left in this period.
I see David getting stronger. It seems like he's becoming more and more aggressive as he's wrestling.
Ooh, Traham with a quick spin move. To no avail. Okay,
I believe that was a warning.
Warning for stalling. I didn't quite catch that, but who's going to argue with Jerry Niscavilla? 5 seconds.
Jerry runs a nice match. He gets things moving along. There's no wasting of time.
Okay, for his third and final period, Halpern will be on the bottom and Traham will be on top. We're out of bounds. Halpern trying for the reversal, the escape and reversal. In just 8 seconds that took. And he gets 2 for the escape. Halpern leading 6-1 at this juncture. And they're out of bounds with a minute 28 seconds left in the third and final period. Halpern in control, 6-1.
Hey, time for rest before you come out to the side.
And Traham gets a point for an escape. Minute 2 seconds left, third period, 6-2, Halpern over Traham.
Doesn't know what to do from there.
Ooh, good collision there.
I'll tell you, you'd wonder, you know, there seems like there's almost near butts all the time. Young men butting their heads and somehow they come out of it. But like two Brahma bulls going at it. Wow. And the Madison bench wanted some points there. Traham being very aggressive, but I think it took quite a bit out of him.
Yeah.
43 seconds left in the match. Traham has the legs.
Look at that balance on Halpern. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
I know it's early, but I wonder what the experts say about letting him up now and trying to get a pin for those extra 3 points.
I don't know. 20 seconds left in the match. Five seconds. 1 point awarded to Madison Central. Warning to the Bears. So that we got a 6-3 score with 5 seconds left in the match. Halpern seems to be well in control. They start on their feet.
You know, another warning.
Another point to Madison Central with 1 second left. It's
Boy, he's tough.
6-4. He's telling them to wrestle. And that's it. And Dave Halpern wins this match 6-4 to move the Bears up 3 more points, making the score 6-9, Madison Central.
Boy, he doesn't mess around with that stalling call.
Oh, okay, we move on to the 130-pound match, and we have Andy Metzglowitz for East Brunswick and Don Seawald for Madison Central. And Andy Metzglowitz, he's a junior. He comes in here at 1-8.
Head up,
Frank.
head up, head up.
Yeah, 1-8, his first
Face
year at
him,
varsity.
face him.
He doesn't have a lot of experience behind him, but Glenn feels he's very hard working, eager to learn, stays after practice a lot.
Well, Seawald, on the other hand, he was 3rd in the county tournament recently, his 2nd year varsity. He lost to Pilato last week, which brings up an interesting point. Mike Pilato not wrestling at this weight class today. And I asked Glenn about that, and he says there's a rule that for the districts that you can only wrestle 22 matches, and that's why Mike Pilato's not wrestling today.
Let's go, circle in.
He feels
That's
that
it, your shots, let's go.
he'll wrestle Saturday, which is our next match right here against Cedar Ridge. And he thought he'd give him off tonight and let him wrestle on Saturday.
And I'll tell you, Mike Pilato's certainly one of the more exciting wrestlers for the Bears, but Andy Metzglowitz got it right now and giving his best shot.
Andy, if you got that circle back, pick it up, okay? Don't change that off. You had that nice shot.
Okay, again, the voice of Glenn Bazenko.
I was talking to Mike Pilato before the match, and he feels that he can win the districts, the regions, and his goal is to place in the states. So I said to him, place? I said, there's only one place we're worried about. He says, that's what I mean, number 1.
Well, congratulations. He just took the counties this week. First in the county tournament, Mike Pilato, so congratulations to him. But here he is, Andy Metzglowitz wrestling his heart out. We have 43 seconds left in this first period, no score, and Andy giving a good account of himself thus far.
He sure is. Stalling.
He's taking 3 shots.
Okay, that's a warning. No point awarded
Andy,
there,
come
but
on.
a warning.
This is interesting. How many times are they going to go around there? See, they control
Keep that head up.
They control that head. As Glenn just said, keep that head up.
Don't lose this. Don't lose this. Get that hip back.
And
7 seconds.
No points. No points. No
has that
points.
leg.
Keep that whizzer.
okay.
Good.
Okay, Glenn
Good job,
has to,
Andy.
Right, Glenn has to be pleased because Seawald seemed as if he was moving in position to obtain some points, and it just didn't happen.
Bottom or neutral? What do you want?
I'll tell you, official timeout seems to be the Seawald seems to be
Tired.
I thought he was injured, but I guess he's just tired. And Jerry's calling Ken Scott over to take a look at the young wrestler. And he's saying that he's allowing Glenn to speak to Metzglowitz as well. And you see Ken Scott, what a coach. He's been there for 14 years and certainly one of the best wrestling coaches in all of the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, what nice guy. He's got it all in perspective. You know, it's high school wrestling. Demands of his kids to be good students, to be gentlemen at all times, and you know, to do the right thing. So we applaud him and Madison and his wrestlers.
Okay, they're starting from standing position, and here they go. 2 minutes left in this second period. And you see Seawald grabbing that leg.
Yeah,
and he gets 2 points for a takedown. Dan Seawald, Jr.
Hey, Andy, you gotta keep your head up and hand control. Let's go, get back to your feet.
Minute 29 left in the second period.
What Andy needs here is to get a pointer to gain some confidence. He seems to be losing some of his confidence. He doesn't seem to be wrestling as aggressively as he did in the first period.
I'll tell you, Frank, they used to have bands that they made you put around your ankles so they can tell whose leg is who. Apparently they don't do that anymore. They used to have different colored bands that would go around each wrestler's ankle.
I think they may still do that. I'm not sure, depending on the color of the uniform. That may have something to do with it. Because I know wrestling doesn't have home and away jerseys, uniforms.
Wow.
I know that hurts.
I'll tell you, I'm hoping it looks worse than it is, but he's stretching that arm out. And he's trying to fold him back for a pin, to the pin position if you look at it.
I'm sure that's what his goal is. He wants a pin here.
Andy fights back and out of bounds, and I think a good break there. 4 seconds left in this period.
This young man out here from Madison is the same guy that Pilato beat last week in the conference by a score of 6-3.
Right. Okay, 4 seconds. Okay, as we move to the third period, it is 2-0 in favor of Dan Seawald over Andy Minlowitz.
Keep your head up on top. Look for a tail, look for a half, okay? You gotta get points here. Don't get sloppy though, head up.
Quiet crowd tonight, you know?
I think it's going to get heated up before the night's over.
Yeah, they're waiting for the big guys.
Okay, you see it, and he brings them back. They start with Seawald from the defensive spot on the bottom. Tying his shoe right now. Wow, I thought he gave him
Andy.
I thought he gave him a chop to the head there.
Yeah,
but
it looked like that.
2 points for Seawald again.
Andy had his legs there for a moment.
Hard escape. And they're out of
Okay,
bounds.
that's it. Let's go. Keep working, Andy. Keep that head up. Get to your feet.
Minute 31 left in this final period. And I tell you, Seawald looks to be the more exhausted of the two, but he's doing the job.
He seems to be in some pain.
Minlowitz down on the bottom. Okay, a warning on Madison Central, delay of the match. No point given. Next time there will be a point.
Boy, he's tough, isn't he?
Ooh, tough position for Menlowitz.
Gave him 3 for back point.
A near fall.
Near fall.
Right. 1 minute left in the match. Seawall up 7-0.
Come on, Andy, get that inside hip down. Head up, inside hip down.
You know, points are going to add up at the end. If he gets that 8-point difference, then he's going to get that major decision.
Head up, keep that head up, face him.
Of 4 points. I believe that's correct, isn't it? 4 points difference?
You're right. 8 to 14 points. It's a 4.
$15 seconds.
Okay, no point awarded there. So we have 10 seconds left in the match, and good point you make. The difference between 1 point, which might be monumental in this match, if he can avoid giving up another point.
It just emphasizes what a team sport wrestling is, that some people don't realize how much of the team is involved.
Okay, and there you go, 7-0 going Dan Seawald over Andy Menlowitz. And a fine match.
I thought he did a nice job.
Right.
I thought he did a real nice job.
And
and no such thing as a moral victory, I guess. But
right.
he certainly showed a lot of poise and character out there.
Okay, Madison goes ahead 12-6. This next match at 135, we have Dan Wendell for East Brunswick and John McCauley for Madison Central.
Dan's a junior. It's his first year as a varsity wrestler.
And I can tell you, not to be cruel, but this will be a mismatch. McCauley, according to Ken Scott, is probably his best wrestler, probably the one that has a chance more likely than anyone at a state title. So,
and he would know because they've had their share over there.
Right, and I say that because Wendell comes in, while game, he comes in with a record of 1-12, and so.
Look at this, upset.
Okay, and 2 points to Wendell. And that's just what it would be, an upset, a major upset.
It's okay, Dan's a competitor. And on any given day, you know.
Wow. I don't like that position Wendell's in right now, and I tell you, it's a matter of leverage if McCauley can maneuver.
I don't think Dan likes it either.
And 2 points to McCauley, reversal. We got a 2-2 tie here with 35 seconds left. And there you see McCauley.
Oh boy.
And that's it, a pin by McCauley. With 31 seconds left in the first period, Dan McCauley showing why his coach figures that he might be scheduled for a state championship. And we move on to the 140 match. Josh Zuckerman for East Brunswick and Lapel Crank for Madison Central.
Josh is only a freshman.
And a fine match we saw him in last time, Channel 8.
Wasn't that exciting?
It was very.
Brought the house down on that one. This is his first year as a varsity wrestler, obviously it being only a freshman. 8th graders can't wrestle on the varsity.
2 points. 2 points for Crank, Madison Central. And Crank was third in the counties himself, so experience. 2 points for Zuckerman in an escape. Reversal.
Look at this. Jason comes from a very athletic family. Well, I know his brother's very athletic. His brother's one of the better tennis players in the state.
Is that right?
Jason. He's ranked nationally. And
okay, 2 points awarded to Crank. 55 seconds left.
Okay, Josh.
Josh is a tough kid. Josh is a tough kid.
He is a tough kid, no doubt about it. Look at the size of this Crank, the sculptured body on this young man here.
Keep wrestling smart. Keep that head up, hand control.
And Crankhead comes into this match with 13 pins on the year. His record is 16-3, so
he's only a junior, huh?
And he's only a junior. Zuckerman coming in 2-12, but game.
Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this.
Wow.
Settle back, settle back.
I'll tell you, but you can see the strength on this kid, Crank.
Well,
and he gets 2 points for a reversal, 6-4.
No.
Strength and experience.
Josh, hand control to your feet.
Frank.
Don't let him lock that up.
Zuckerman picking up 2 points. We missed on a
Hips out.
escape himself, 6-4. And Zuckerman receives a point there. So it's 6-5.
People are starting to wake up.
I'll tell you, this is starting to be one of the more exciting matches. Okay.
Did you give it?
6-5 Crank. Crank seems to be injured. Did you take a good look at him now?
Glenn's got a concern here. About a point we didn't get or they got.
Did you give back? Did you give back?
Okay, he seems to be satisfied. But we'll be watching to see. Crank seemed to be complaining of some type of injury.
Stay under control, Josh.
Nevertheless, he's wrestling on. And we have Josh Zuckerman on top. And Crank an escape right there, showing his quickness and strength. Receives another point, 7-5 Crank.
That's it. Head up, head up, head up.
Josh shooting. He's not intimidated.
Not at all.
Okay, Josh, under control. Elbows in, that's
You see, that's what you got to preach to the young kids. Under control, stay poised, because, they're going to get all excited and then do something silly isn't the best word, but that's a word sometimes that best describes it.
And okay, apparently he has a bloody nose, Josh Zuckerman. And I tell you, Crank certainly welcomes that break there, because
yeah, he's down on his knees.
He's down on his knees and wants to recuperate at this time. And you see Zuckerman wiping his nose.
Yeah, he's snorting out there. He's ready to go.
He's like a raging bull. No sweat. Let's get at it.
Look at him.
Okay, 7-5, Crank in the lead. A minute
stance,
36
Josh, let's go.
left in the second period.
Good stance. Get inside control. Inside, Josh, pummel in.
Ooh. And Crank gets 2 points for a takedown there.
Yeah, there's the experience. As soon as he took him down, he got to that head, he pushed his head down and put him on his back.
And that's it. That was quick. That was quick. Okay. Lapel Crank with the pin there, and Madison Central goes up 24-6 with that pin.
That's why we got to keep inside control.
I was trying to work.
And we move to 145 match where we have Kevin Ruck for East Brunswick and Van Pazolka for Madison Central.
Remember that dream you had?
I guess Glenn and Kevin had a dream, or Kevin had a dream and explained it to Glenn that he must have had a dream and won this match.
Well, we'll find out. And here's another young man. Gets 2 points for Ruck. 2-2 right now. Things are happening a lot quicker than we can keep up with. We have 2-2. And Pazalka comes in this with 13 pins himself. He was third in the counties. This is his third year at varsity wrestling. Okay, we have a little delay. Okay, here we go.
Control.
And Bazalka on top, okay. Throughout, we have 1:19 left in this first period, 2-2. Ruck on the bottom, Bazalka on top.
That's it, hand control, keep coming up, keep working up. Face him, Kev.
And you see Bazalka bringing Ruck back into the rink. Ruck trying to get out, and he does.
Hey, Kev, you gotta keep working
Okay.
up. You're almost out there, you gotta stand up though. Let's go, face him, come on.
52 seconds left in this first period. Ruck on the bottom. Bazalka riding, trying to bring him back in. And he does. Okay. 29 seconds left in this first period. Okay, 12 seconds left. Vin Pazalka and Kevin Ruck for the Bears. 2-2.
Work up.
Okay. At the end of the first period, it's still 2-2. And Madison Central, Pazalka would be on the bottom, and Ruck will be on the top. And Ruck just lets him up, gives him a point. Apparently a better wrestler from the starting position, from his feet rather. Minute 32 left in the second quarter. Okay, and we have 2 more points Awarded to Pazolka for takedown. 5-2 Pazolka. One minute left in the second period. 5-2 Vin Pazolka over Kevin Ruck. Ruck comes into this match with the record of 5-13. .35 seconds left in this period. And you take a good look at Ruck. I understand he plans to go to Raritan Valley Community College once he leaves East Brunswick. .15 seconds left in the period.
Gotta get hand control.
Okay, at the end of the second period is 5-2. Favored Vin Pazolka of Madison Central. And in case you're wondering where the voice of Frank Noppenberger is, the athletic supervisor, he's taking care of some priorities, a little crowd controlled issue, and he'll be back shortly. Okay, Pazolka on top. A minute 30 left in the third and final period. And Ruck most certainly would certainly like to have an escape here, get on his feet, and hope to accrue some more points. And they were out. 52 seconds left in the match. And Ruck's put up a fine effort against a very tough opponent. Ruck still trying to go for the pin. That's a dangerous position there, official called. No points awarded, but he stops the action. On second thought, he did give up, and he did give 2 points to Madison Central. 7-2, Ben Pazalka. Ten seconds left in the match. Okay, and that's it. And we have it. 7-3 goes to 2 more points to Bazalka. 9-3. And we seemingly, Madison Central has a lead of 27-6 at this juncture. And now we move into the 152-pound match where we have Greg Tharney for East Brunswick and Steve McCauley for Madison Central. Greg Tharney, a junior, comes in this match 11-8-1. And McCauley, also a junior, comes to the match 8-4. He was third in the counties this past weekend. He comes in with 8 pins. Okay, we're waiting for an adjustment on the clock. We seem to be having a problem with the clock. It's set at 1:52, and we haven't even. Okay, Jerry Nescovia is telling the timer to count 8 seconds on his watch. Okay, so it's McCauley and Tharney. Greg Tharney for the Bears, Steve McCauley for the Spartans. And Tharney was 5th in the counties himself. Matter of fact, he lost 3-2 to McCauley in the county, so this should be interesting. Tharney, a very good defensive wrestler. Smart kid as well, comes in, Greg Tharney with a great point average of 3.4. And these two young men built alike and sort of wrestle the same style, as I pointed out before. McCauley coming up with a 3-2 victory in the county, and you can expect a low-scoring match here, but very careful on both wrestlers. "30 seconds left in this first period.
Go ahead, when he reaches, shoot. Get inside, Greg.
15 seconds, and McCauley shoots.
Go out that. Don't let him get his hips under.
Gets a hold of that leg.
Roll set.
Crossface hard. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. Good job.
No score. End of the first period, no score. Tharney, McCauley.
Hey, he's going to look for legs. You got to come right out, okay? Hand control.
Crash down.
And Tharney will be
No,
on the bottom,
you
I
can get
believe.
out.
McCauley on top. False start. Oh, Tharney with a reverse, 2 points right away. And a point for McCauley with an escape. So we have 2-1, Tharney in the lead. Both very quick wrestlers.
Stay in there. That's good. That's good. Keep inside.
Okay, Glenn Pazinko pushing Greg Tharney on. McCauley trying to get that leg, and Tharney stretching out, trying to avoid the grip.
That's it. Keep that, keep that.
Okay.
That's it, Greg.
48
Good job, good
seconds
job.
left in the second period, and the 2-1 Tharney ahead of McCauley. Tharney trying to turn him at this leg, trying to get that rear leg up and to turn him.
Cross face there.
McCauley maintaining grip on that right leg of Tharney as well. Not letting go. Okay.
Hey,
So at the end of the second period,
watch
still
the Granby.
Greg
okay?
Tharney,
Stay
2-1.
underneath the arms, watch that Granby, okay? What? Stay back on his hip, pick up an ankle. No, he's not gonna reverse, he's just gonna pick that ankle.
And you hear Glenn Pazinko saying, don't let him reverse you, hook that ankle there. But we have a very exciting match. And I tell you, at this juncture, we'd like to welcome athletic supervisor Noppenberger back. His work is never done.
I just had to go home and bring some milk and butter home to my bride and 3 girls.
Sure. Okay. And McCauley gets a point there. So we have a 2-2 match. McCauley gets a point for an escape. 1:46 left in the final period.
I see Greg almost put him on his back at the end of that last period and almost pinned him.
Okay, here we go. Minute 27 left.
I was talking to Greg earlier in the night, and he feels that he's another one who's in contention for a district title and possibly advance far in the regions. And what's good about that, not only is he a good wrestler, he's a good athlete, and he's a 3.4 student, and puts him on our silver honor roll. He's recognized as an outstanding student.
Well, the thing I pointed out before, Frank, is that McCauley beat Greg 3-2 in the counties. And so we expect a close match, and that's just what we have right now.
Well, Greg told me that and kind of winked at me when I said, well, who do you think's going to win this one?
53 seconds left in this final period. 2-2, Macaulay Tharney.
That's it, that's it. Stay on, stay on, stay on.
Pull him back in.
Pull back on.
Wow, very close. And Glenn Bazinko telling
Okay,
Greg
good
to pull him
stance,
back
good
in because
stance.
he seemed to have control, but they, as you saw, went out of bounds.
Inside, inside. Watch your ankle.
Okay, we got 11 seconds. We can
Good
pick up a
stance, let's
couple
go.
points there.
I'll tell you, something has to happen here.
Come on, Greg.
11 seconds, 2-2.
Ooh. 4 seconds, you can win a Super Bowl in 4 seconds. So you never know what's going to happen here.
Really? Okay, 2-2, and no awards to anyone, any additional points. So the match will end a draw, 2-2. So that's two points for the Bears and 2 points for Madison Central.
I see Greg walking off, shaking his hand. Although it was a draw, he didn't lose. He's not happy with himself. He felt that he could have won tonight.
Okay, at the 160-pound match here, we have Dave Christensen for East Brunswick and Adam Bloomberg for Madison Central.
As you know, Dave's a junior. He's currently 8-10. And one of our toughest athletes in the school. As you know, he's a football player as well as a track star.
Well, I'll tell you this, he's wrestling one of the toughest wrestlers in the county. Matter of fact, he's wrestling the county champ. Adam Bloomberg was the county champ this year for Madison, one of the 2 county champs for Madison Central. Comes into this match with 8 pins, a record of 17-1.
You know, we were talking about tradition before and families and athletic traditions. Here's another one. His brother Steve Christensen, is a scholarship gymnast up at UMass. Now here's David competing in 3 completely different sports.
Okay, official time to restart here, and we start over. Bloomberg ahead 2-0.
But he's just controlling his wrist.
Well, you got to have strong hands and you got to have great strength. The ways, well, Dave pulled his hand out as you saw there, but you got to be really physically fit and certainly have strong hands if you're going to wrestle.
Well, it's getting to the weights now where the strength is a major factor in.
Okay, and you see Christensen is turned over, and Bloomberg trying to go for his 9th pin of the year. And as we point out, Adam Bloomberg is a county champ, has Dave Christensen in some trouble right now. And you have Jerry Niscovilla looking very closely.
Come on, Dave, hang in there, babe. 10 seconds.
And he pins him with 5 seconds left in the first period. Adam Bloomberg, and a name to watch for in the state. He looks rather masterful.
A very good wrestler.
And Madison goes up 35-8. And on the 171-pound match, we have Rich Leach for Madison Central and a forfeit. This match will be forfeit. No one wrestling for East Brunswick. So we move to the 189-pound match, and this should be a good one. We're talking about Matt Pazinko for East Brunswick and Eric Lipp, a senior.
Get them off the mat.
Oh, excuse me, it's not Eric Lipp, but it's Todd Zembini for Madison Central.
I was talking to Matthew before the match also, and he's got the same individual goals as some of the other wrestlers. He feels he can win the districts and continue into the regions.
Well, you see Matt Pazinko trying to pull Zabini back into the mat. Matter of fact, he's just manhandling him right now. And a reverse, but out of bounds. He's not going to get the points. He's not going to get the points. They were out of bounds. You hear the crowd, Madison crowd, feeling that there should have been 2 points for the reverse, but they were out of bounds. So no score there at the 122 mark.
Matthew's going to pin this guy.
2 points for Pazinko. Takedown. Okay, 55 seconds left in the first period here. Matt Pazinko.
Matt, tilts and halves. Just work tilts and halves.
And you hear his older brother, Glenn Pazinko, extolling him on, and it's got to be something to coach your brother, Frank.
Yeah, well, they both said to me, it's an experience. They
Break his hips down. That's it. Tilt him
had
up there.
tongue-in-cheek both when they said it, so I'm not quite sure what it meant, but I'll tell you what, they're both great individuals, great kids, great family.
Matt, you're getting high. Get off your
If
knees.
they said it tongue-in-cheek, usually anytime you coach a family member, you're a lot harder on them than you normally would be on, say, the average kid.
All right.
One of the risks.
And plus, you know, his brothers and sisters fight. I don't know if the Hill clan had a few bouts. But
never.
Knowing all your brothers and your sister, I'm sure there were a few.
Never a fight.
Like I know my kids, they never fight at home. They go to bed on time, they eat all their dinner. They do everything they're supposed to do. So I'm sure that sibling rivalry occurs at the household of the Pazinko.
Okay. At the end of the first period, 2-0, Matt Pazinko in control.
Okay.
And we talked about it before, what Matt Pazinko had to go through in order to wrestle, had to lose an awful lot of weight to come down. I'm sure he's gained his strength back now as a result of that. Was looking to wrestle heavyweight, had to wrestle off with camera and decided to wrestle at 189. And you might give up some quickness, you know, with that. You know, heavyweight, 189 certainly is a little bit quicker. And but Matt has had a fine season. He comes in 15-4, a co-captain, and still has a chance to do some damage. He took third in the counties this past week.
Well, as I was talking to Coach Scott from Madison beforehand, he was telling me that he's really worried that Pazinko can do damage out there.
Okay, there's a headbutt and 3 points awarded to Pazinko.
Because he feels now that Matthew has lost the weight, now he's starting to gain his strength back, so he feels his next couple weeks is going to be his best wrestling.
Keep that. No, come out to the other side, Matt. Other side.
Minute 20 left in the second period here.
That's it.
Matt
Keep
Pazinko
blocking
in
it.
control, 5-0.
Here we go, he's going to get him over.
Keep going all the way. Keep going.
There it goes.
I don't know.
You know, I don't predict much. I didn't really predict a pin. I just felt strongly that
Well,
he would.
Zabini still seems to have an awful lot left in him. I don't know. And Zabini has either a terrible bruise on the side of his face or blood from somewhere else.
Maybe a mat burn? No pun intended.
And Pazinko showing his strength there. And Pizzini with the reversal, 2 points.
Half, Matt, half.
10 seconds left.
Watch this.
Look at this. Come on. Come on, work. Come on.
Wow, and Glenn is saying he's pinned, and Jerry Niscovia is saying no.
Hey, Matt, let's go. Let's finish strong. Let's finish strong.
So we go to third and final period. Pazinko on the bottom leading 5-2. And Todd Zabini looking a little worn.
Let me just take a minute here to mention that our freshman team, coached by Ron Cerrito and Kevin Rafferty, having an outstanding year. And some of the wrestlers I'd like to mention: Rich Klein, Dan McGowan, Craig Goldstein, Rich Clementi, Sean Bellis.
Okay, a point for Pazinko escaping, and score 6-2 right now.
Looking to the future, as athletic directors often do, I see that we have a nice future in our wrestling, and it's especially strong at the lower weights. As I mentioned, Rich Klein, he's right now, he's 5-1 with a third place win in the Hamilton East tournament.
Minute 30 left in this. Holy jeez.
Lose a tooth?
Are you serious?
Ooh, that's a good one. Contact?
It didn't seem like a contact. It can't be a tooth, can
Yeah,
it?
I believe that's a contact
Okay.
container.
All right. Okay, warning to Madison Central and a point awarded to East Brunswick. So Pazinko is up 9-2 with 1 minute 8 seconds left in the final period.
Could be. Could be.
All right, and it is the pin. Matt Pazinko pinning Todd Zabini with 44 seconds left in the third and final period. Okay, fine job, Matt. And now we have the heavyweights. We have Mike Stockelberg for Madison Central, and we have Scott Camera, undefeated Scott Camera for...
Scott's 20-0, co-captain.
Okay, Stockelberg's not wrestling. Apparently they've substituted Rob
Look at this.
McLean.
Holy Toledo.
And he may go down.
You know, it bothers me about wrestling. Camera waits all match you know, for an hour or so to wrestle Stockelberg, because, you know, it should be better competition.
Well, the fact is he beat Stockelberg twice, and they probably didn't want to subject Stockelberg to another one, and he's pinned.
But at the same time, you know, now he's wrestling a JV person, and it hurts, in my opinion, it hurts our wrestlers when you're strong at the heavyweight and the other team doesn't put up their best or the person they're supposed to put up.
Be that as it may, Scott Cameron takes the pin, and Scott is still undefeated and certainly has a chance to do very well in the state. He'd like to win a state championship. But nevertheless, here at East Brunswick tonight, Madison Central winning handily 41-20. And Frank, you got to say, Madison did look like the county champions they are.
Right, and you know, we're fourth place, and we're right behind them, and we're not bragging that we're fourth, but we're happy to be fourth, and we're coming on. We're going to be better, and the kids have a lot to be proud of. And as Glenn Kuzinko and Kenny both said to me, it's a strange year this year in wrestling in the conference. Each school is strong in certain weight classes, and it depends how you match up with the other weight class. So, you know, it's maybe disappointing a little bit in our record, but I see that, you know, there's reasons for it, and we're showing progress, and we're gonna be back on top before it's too long. You know, speaking of Scott Cameron, before, when I was talking to him, we're talking about future and football, wrestling, what are you going to be planning on doing? He said, well, the only thing he's really thinking about now, besides school, is that he feels that he's got a great chance at a state championship, and that is his goal. He said to me that anything short of a state championship would be somewhat disappointing. And, you know, immediately, but I'm sure if he sat back and reflect upon it, he realized that there's nothing to be ashamed of. But, you know, he's going to be exciting to watch going down to the districts, regions, and states, and we wish him luck.
You got a good point, Frank. He's had a fine career athletically here at East Brunswick, and certainly will be one of the all-time greats to ever come through East Brunswick here. But nevertheless, again, 41-20 Madison Central over the Bears, and another exciting night here at East Brunswick High School. So for Frank Noppenberger, I'm Phil Hill saying so long.